Welcome to Indoor Outdoor, episode 11. Don't call it a comeback. Heaps chilled. Indoor Outdoor, heaps chilled with my boy Midas.Gold.
DC, what it is.
Yeah. So I was chilling the other day. I just finished doing some training. I wasn't in my house. I was in an old house where all the boys live. And I just walked in there to get some water. And then this cunt was chilling. And then he said, hey, bro, let's do an Indoor Outdoor. And I said, fuck yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Because I've been a fan.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. So here we are. We're bringing Indoor Outdoor back. The year's back in the swing of it. So I just thought it'd be a good idea to get you in.
Shout out.
Yeah, a lot of people, this sounds very arrogant, but a lot of people have asked for Indoor Outdoor interviews and I just ignore them, basically. So here we are. But we've known each other for a couple of years. We've known each other. People might not know that.
Yeah,
but we've known each other for like 4 or 5 years now. Yeah,
while,
like way before you put out 6 Zeros.
Way before shit was.
Like before you even dropped anything, I think.
Yeah, fucking nobody cared about Midas.Gold.
Word.
Yeah, let's be real.
I always thought you were a sick cunt.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Likewise.
So we met. I want to say we met in Bedlam. Shout out to Dunners. The Junies and everyone who lived at Bedlam during that period. A lot of good music came out of there and a lot of good bands. And when I went to play shows up in Brisbane, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I was gonna add a lot of good people.
A lot of good people.
Yeah.
Hell of good people.
That's it.
And every time I went up to Brizzy to play shows, I'd stay there and, Dunners would crash at our crib when we go down and it's always love because, all the Byron Lords are always up at Bedlam and that's how I met you, through Kent and all those lords and shit. And then, just to see how far you've gone and how far you're going and your trajectory and where it's at now. And, it's so funny how the industry can just flip on you.
Yeah, well,
I guess it's I guess it isn't flip. I guess you just put out some good songs.
Yeah, straight up.
And it's easy to get into that mindset of the industry, blah, 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 blah. But you just put out good songs that people like, basically.
Yes, 100%.
Is what happened. And I know everyone was always like, man, Midas is planning it out. He's got the master plan. And you'd had the master plan, bro. You came through with the hits. And now you're opening up for Wheezy.
Shout out. That's it. Shout out.
So talk about it, man. For those that don't know, Midas is playing Jumanji. What's the date?
March 9th and March 10th.
March 9th, March 10th. Yeah. Lil Wayne.
Made in Tokyo.
Are you a Lil Wayne fan like that?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I like
my favorite Lil Wayne is 2005 to 2009 mixtape Wheezy when he was just like rappers don't really do it anymore, but when he was just murdering everyone's beats, just and then when you listen to the song, you couldn't listen to it anymore, and because you just hear Wheezy, he's Wheezy baby. That's
it.
Yeah, fuck so
that's it. I love just the way that he became a millionaire at that age. He just flooded the market. And
how he was a joke basically, and then he just rapped his way the way he bent words and shit, the Show Me What You Got freestyle. There's this that La 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 Lil Wayne song, not the one off the Carter 3. There's this mixtape one where he's cracking my. And he's talking about riding down the street as a kid with on his bike with crack in his jaw and shit.
I know that one.
It's so dope. And then obviously went on to sign Drake and Nicki Minaj and all that shit. And he's just a fucking legend.
That's one of my favorite things to talk about. That's why Wayne is he's cemented himself as a legend. Yeah. It's like how many other fucking kings have chosen their successors?
Word.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, usually it just gets taken from him.
UFC shit.
Yeah,
you know
literally.
I mean? But he was you're the next champion.
And that's crazy because I don't know, I'm 28 and shit.
Yeah, sure.
But when I was young, because kids wouldn't even know, I don't know, but Drake was a joke. I love Drake. I always loved Drake. I lived in Toronto when he blew. I fucking love Drake. But people, he almost blew off people hating him so much, but his music was so good that no one could fuck with it. And he just kept putting out good song after good song, and people were oh, where's Wheelchair Jimmy at? I heard, my ex-girlfriend used to work in American Apparel in Toronto.
Yeah.
I've told this story before on this podcast where The Weeknd worked with The Weeknd, but this is before The Weeknd. But apparently, Drake came in there one time, like So Far Gone era.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when American Apparel was all hipster and like fucking thought they were super cool and shit.
Yeah.
He like, they were just like, oh, wheelchair Jimmy, like yelling at him, like throwing socks and shit. Like, so like, it's so crazy to see like how far he came, man. Like, but that's very inspirational.
But that's what I love. That's like you can say whatever you want about Drake, but that is fucking hip hop. It's like because it's like you get to a position and you get to that position because it's undeniable.
Yeah.
It's unarguable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, that's just what I feel about it. What was that other thing that you were saying?
I was just saying that it's just crazy that so like the young kids didn't know that like the Drake was like seemingly he's the king now, but he was like seemingly a joke like back then, and it's crazy how it flipped. And like I just thought I'd let like the young boys know and young girls know that are listening to this is like you know how far Drake came and like you know and even Weezy to an extent now like people are like Lil Wayne this commercial artist, but he was like the hardest motherfucking underground artist ever. And he just was spitting fire. Shout Weezy. Like I was just talking about La 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 and like you know I remember even back in the day in Byron like when me and Dossie were young we used to bump Weezy and Dossie was hard on the Weezy shit. Yeah. I was hard on the Weezy shit. Like all the true heads and the same with Drake. Like everyone would be like, nah man, I don't fuck with that. Like I listen to blah 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 blah, and he'd just be like, man, if you don't like Lil Wayne, you don't know shit. Like well, show me what you got and like what you got. Yeah, exactly. I am the rapper eater.
That nigga fucking freestyle everything, bro. I think freestyles everything. Like, in some things you can tell it's a freestyle, especially like when he was going through his drug phases. You're like, okay, I can really tell you freestyling, motherfucker. But like, he freestyles everything. Yeah. And I'm just like, for me, that's just a different level of the art form, a different form of creativity. Like, 100%. It's fucking amazing. There's like only, like, who else does that? It's like, I'm pretty sure Jay-Z doesn't write. Yeah. Biggie doesn't write. Absol. Yeah. Fucking
Young Thug, but Young Thug punches. So, for sure. There's a difference, I guess, punching, but still punch. Man, I've tried to punch before. Future. Yeah, I'm
pretty sure he punches, but
punching would be hard. Yeah, I need to write that shit down. I'm not as talented as this.
We're so consistent, man.
Yeah, stuff like very talented. All right,
I digress. But fucking, I remember, coming across Drizzy Drake on MySpace in 2008 or 2009 before he popped. Man, I'm still fly. I listen to that shit on fucking MySpace,
I still listen to that song.
When he had that one with the fucking the picture of the autumn shit, and it's like, and he's got the trench coat, and he's just kind of doing the puckering. He's like, kind of shit. You're like, that's lame. But
I used to live right near that park in Toronto, man.
For real?
Yeah. I used to live right near Degrassi Street.
Yeah, word.
Shout out Toronto, I'm coming back, baby. So I think, fuck yeah, props to that. And props again for like fucking, that's going to be big. Is that coming in Melbourne?
Yeah, Sydney and Melbourne.
Fuck.
Sydney and Melbourne.
I'm coming if I can.
Yeah, for sure. So, definitely.
All right, so let's start at the start of the Midas.Gold story.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know if people know this or not, but you're actually an American citizen.
Yeah.
You have an American passport?
Yeah.
And an Australian passport?
Yep.
Okay, so, man, I wish I had two passports. I was born in Kempsey West.
Kempsey West, West Side.
Yeah. So you're born in Seattle. And, that's the home of grunge. I'd say you have a little bit of a grungy steez about you.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, I guess that's probably the one thing that I took away. But I was literally just born there because I was a military baby.
Oh,
like a Navy baby. So, like, that's just where my dad was based at the time.
So your dad was in the Army or the Air Force or the Navy?
Navy.
Oh, word.
Navy, yeah. But that before, like, all my family is from Louisiana and L.A. Like, where my dad's from and his family from, they're from South Central. That's like, the real shit.
Shout out the homies.
Yeah, shout out my cousins.
Got
my family, hey.
Cool. So then how did your dad end up coming to Australia? Especially Brisbane, like it's so different to South Central LA.
He met my mum in Sydney.
Dope. What was he doing in Sydney? Was he on a...
Yeah, they were just stuck there for something or whatever. Dope. And then this is straight up some like love movie shit, man. They met and then he went away and they wrote each other for like 2 years.
Wow. And that's before the internet.
The real day.
Before the internet. You're damn right. Yeah. You're damn right. I forget about that shit. And then they met up afterwards, and he's like, I remember saying that he'll probably be mad if I'm saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Sorry, Tay's done.
Yeah, sorry, Dusty. But he was like, he tells me, he's like, you took Kane to the airport. Sorry, mum, Kane, whatever. All right.
So your dad took your mum to the airport?
That's the one.
In America or here?
in America, and he was like, he's like, I knew if she left, I'd never see her again. So he asked her to stay. And she stayed. And they got married in LA. They eloped and got married in, not LA, Las Vegas. And they've been married for 25 years. That's a Las Vegas fucking marriage.
That's crazy. Shout out to Dossie to the potty.
Yeah. Shout out. My man.
So you're literally made in some love. That's dope.
Oh man, I was born in September, so what does that mean? New Year's? So kind of irresponsible love?
Yeah. Hey, what other kind of loves is there, baby? Yeah, I haven't smoked in about, I mean, I've maybe smoked when I've been drinking once or twice, but I haven't smoked in 2 months. 2 months or something. I'm pretty sure I'm getting contact high, but I got to get high for the pod and for the culture.
You're going to get fucked up. Yeah.
I'm doing it for the culture. So you grow up in Brisbane, right?
Yeah.
I've lived in Brisbane, like when I was younger, because like obviously we're from Byron and shit.
I lived in Brisbane too.
Yeah. I lived in Coorparoo.
Oh wow, yeah.
And Holland Park West. With my boy Sol. Shout out Sol. I know Sol's always like, man, why aren't you doing the podcast? I'm like, oh man, I don't know. So yeah, baby, we're back.
Brisbane's done. Kangaroo Point, Toowong, St. Lucia.
Oh shit, Toowong's over in my area. Yeah, my area. I'm not fucking.
Oh word, really?
Past Injapilli.
Dude, that's
I'm not gonna
nice.
I'm gonna say where I live on.
Good move. Otherwise, there'll be too many girls that you go.
East side Brisbane, is that area? Like, is that eastern suburbs?
Yeah,
or am I tripping?
No.
It's near the river.
It's western side. That's west.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Toowong is out west.
Okay.
Toowong is out
That's
west.
like inner west.
Yeah. But I remember Coorparoo back in the day used to be a bit of a rough area.
I was pretty chilled when I lived there. I mean, I just worked at RG's. That was my first job ever.
Yeah, okay.
Being a glassy at RG's, and I just used to catch the bus.
In and out.
The valley was pretty wild. Like I saw a lot of brawls and shit, just like working in the valley. Nothing ever happened to me in Coorparoo. It was pretty chilled. But I think what I want to touch on is like how Brisbane, you know, it very much like last year, it had its moment, and it's still continuing in the hip hop scene. You know, with guys like IMD. Thanks, bro.
Either way.
Thanks, Lord.
Appreciate you, brother.
He'll be back.
You're damn right.
So with guys like, you know, IMD and like Princess Morat, yourself,
Shout out.
and just you know,
Camouflage Rose,
Tides, Camouflage Rose,
really killing it.
Who else? There's so many. Z
Lewis, Gil Bates was one.
Gil Bates, love my boy Gil Bates. He's such a legend. Such a legend. I haven't seen him in a minute. Oh, how can you not?
Everybody has.
He's just like a positive sunshine of.
That's it.
Lollipops.
Let's not shine lollipops. Yeah, I know you've been making. I'm not even going to say what I'm going to say. He's just been low key, but
he's been grinding. I believe Benji, and you know, I think the TBC club had something to do with it as well. And Benji pushing hip hop there, and you know, a lot of good producers as well. I think it's a cool thing that has been happening there, and now it's kind of like Brisbane just kind of popped off, and then obviously you're a part of that, and so I digress. To that is like so like you guys are all coming up in Brisbane, like because I remember like when I was younger and shit, like especially in Brisbane. Hit that. I'm so off the doobies that I'm like scared to hit it. But like hip hop wasn't really cool in Australia back then and shit. So like for all you guys to come up, you know, and then like forge your own. I think that's why it has its own identity and its own texture and its own taste, because you know you guys had, and Travi P, like how could I forget the boy?
Yeah, that's
you know? My man. And you know, and you guys are also talented and shit. So have you known all these guys for years, and then everyone's kind of popped off at different parts, and like or have you met? How did you see the scene cultivating? Did you think it was going to be what has happened? Because like your shows in Brisbane, like when I see them on social media, they look crazy, and it really looks like people are coming out to support it, almost on some like the hardcore shit, like you know in that like place where we're from, like hardcore's very big. Kids come out to shows and like people throw them, and then like, you know, it's very local, like cool thing, moshing thing, and now that's happening with the rap scene up there. So yeah,
man, like absolutely. I was like, I don't want to say like we started it, but I just like I remember coming in the game and there just not really being anything, not like any avenues or many shows that were going on. Like some of the shows that was going on was for Aussie hip hop. It wasn't for what we were doing. You know what I mean? It was branded for them. It was for them. So it was like, I mean, it was something to start. That's how I first met Kama. You know, I met Gallus a little while back. I'd actually Gil played basketball back in the day, and
he's nice as well.
Yeah,
I played basketball with Gil. He's nice.
He could do it.
Yeah.
He could do it.
He can do it.
That fucking skinny nice motherfucker.
He's got little turnarounds, like silky little game. Like.
It comes from it's like you can see it in how he dresses, bro. It's like he takes his time. He knows what he's doing. It's methodical. Yeah. So,
nice.
On the counter as well. Yeah. I know ladies was watching that as well. I'm good with the hands.
He's single.
Yeah. Yeah. But no. Sorry, fucking. But then I just remember pushing. All of us like pushing, and then like over time there was like connections made, like through like 1 or 2 degrees of separation. You know, like Eric and then Travi. And,
Eric Sanders as well. Yep.
Yeah, shout out Eric. Yeah, who's making moves. Yeah, can't remember that. I can't forget.
I've never actually met him, but every time I hear one of his songs, I'm like, Dad.
He could do it, man. He's methodical with it.
And he's got a cool style and shit.
Yeah, that's it. I know a lot of people who fucking overseas fuck with him as well.
Word.
Yeah, because he got that what is it? That feature with Brisbane Flair.
Yeah. Brisbane Flair's like, I've watched one podcast with him, and like he's the guy that like started it, like that whole like style that all those dudes run with and shit. Well, not started it, but you know, he was a pioneer, and his music's dope as well.
Like fashion icon.
Purple Panther and shit, is that what it's called?
Yeah, shit. I like I didn't know too much about Purple Panther, but I did know that he was like kind of like a public figure, more of a kind of. So it was like that's definitely like an achievement and a milestone in itself.
Definitely.
But fucking we was But yeah, shit. I'm like, I know that you would know, like,
because I remember playing shows up there, like with you, like in 2013 or 14 at the Foundry, and it was like kind of cool, but like to see what it's going into is cool. So like and you guys are just always mobbing deep, like all your homies and shit, like so.
Well, I think it's like once we started to become more of a community, that was when like.
I think that's where you guys did it right, is you all stuck together.
And like through the support networks that we had, we were able to grow it bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? There's still things that are like left to be desired, you know. But I'm definitely like the stuff that's like happening now. Like 2 or 3 years ago, I would have never thought this shit would happen. Yeah. Like none of like fucking people that I know would have been like on a festival.
Yeah, or you opening up for Lil Wayne.
Or being rotation, you know what I mean? Like that shit was unimaginable. Yeah. Do you remember when it was like when you couldn't get a premiere? Yeah. You know, you remember when it was like that was a thing where you like if you got a premiere, you're like, holy fuck. Because like I'm not sure, man. Because I know for me, man, it would just be not back, not bad. Nowadays, it's
or just no email back. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's and not taking anything away from the scene, but that's not to do with the scene as it is, but
I think it's
and everyone loves the scene, but it's also to do with these hot ass songs that you put out.
Oh, shut up.
So back in so like the thing is like word. The thing is like so you that's why I was getting into talking about Brisbane growing up around there. So like how did you start rapping? Because I know you played soccer initially and you're pretty nice with it.
Yeah.
And then like
I also play basketball.
And you play basketball as well. You have to come play basketball with us sometime. Yeah, we all play.
Okay. I'm more of a defensive role player.
Do it.
Yeah.
Tyreek Evans just come in. Yeah, that is the shit. Effort. I can see that.
I'm an effort. Hustle player. I make impacts in different ways in the game. Okay.
A few block shots.
That's it. You know what I mean? I'm out here.
You got long hands, long arms, big hands.
That's a basketball player. Shit, bro. Yeah. I'm out here. I'm trying to throw screens, bro.
Oh, I love screening. I love running through screens as well. Like when a dude sets a screen and he thinks he's gonna stop you, and you just kind of like speed up. Yeah. Just go boom. And you're just like, you want to set a screen on me, dude?
Like you're breaking a tackle.
Yeah, it's fun. Hey, so you always rapping during that period?
Man,
or is it something you started later, or you always like messing with it? Bro, did you always think you were going to be a rapper?
No.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Like I fucked around with like songwriting, like just writing like little fucking shitty poo butt songs, like when I was like 12, 13, just real shitty stuff. Yeah. And just like, and like I never took that shit seriously. Like I just like, but then all my parents knew was sports. They never knew to put me into anything creative. I never thought I was creative. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it was like I started rapping at 17, which is another story in itself. Yeah. But like... Tell
the story, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, shit.
How'd you start rapping?
Okay, well, it's like, shout out Gaz, even though we're not on the best of terms. Like, he came to our school in grade 11, and he rapped, and then I was a little cheeky cunt, and I just used to take the piss out of him all the time, and I'd be like, hey Eminem, hey Eminem.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what it was like in Australia then. If someone rapped, you wrote them off. Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. And then he was like, oh yeah, well then you do it. And I was like, oh yeah, I will, motherfucker. I will. Like, all right. So I went away and I wrote the rap. And then I remember we went to the Oval. There's a shed right next to the Oval, like it's a shed like down the hill. It kind of looks over the Oval. But we went over there because I didn't want to rap in front of anybody else, even though I was acting like I could.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it. But the thing is, so we went out there and then I rapped and I was pretty boo-boo and I was like,
so you read the rap and then you
I did it. And then instead of him fucking crucifying me and like taking the piss, he was like, no bro. He's like, I wasn't bad, just try this, maybe fix that up, and then I was like, cool. And then ever since then I just kept rapping. So shout out guys. Even though we're not the best of terms. That's good to give you like pony props or whatever, you know what I mean? Even if you're not on the best of terms. It's all love, man. Yeah. It's like shit happens, bro. It's just I'm petty. So. Yeah.
I think a lot of young men are, you know what I mean? Those young people. Maybe maybe you grow out of that, maybe you won't.
Maybe I don't know, 50 Cent, bro.
But so you're rapping there and then like you didn't really release anything for a while, eh? Like like I knew you rap, but I never heard a song until you put out 6 Zeros. And maybe you did that feato with Mangas.
I just did little features here and there just to like test the waters and like fucking man, because I wrote for a long time, but I didn't start recording I didn't even start recording properly. The first time I started recording properly when I first went to Bedlam. That's the first proper studio I went to. Like I'd recorded with Jengus, my main dude that I work with.
I was gonna say shout out Jengus.
Shout out Jengus.
Yeah.
Backbone of BNE. Fucking.
He's like just like mastermind producer, like his producer favorite.
A lot of people say Metro Boomin, but I think he's a Mike Dean, bro. I think he's a Mike Dean. Yeah. Fucking. I'm out here, man.
Word.
I'm out here, man. What was I saying?
You're saying Jengus is the Mike Dean of Brisbane.
Well, yeah, no, I'd recorded with Jengus for probably like a month or two. But like I'd only really started recording when I'd went to Bedlam, and then I'd been there for like a year, kept doing the thing, and then I'm not sure if it was a year or 2 years, but then I released 6 Zeros. I'm a little bit fuzzy, but
yeah, that's true. It's hard to remember those things. Have you? I mean, like times and shit. Like I don't know. The last time I went for a job, like the job that I have now, I had to write in 5 years or so.
Shout out Darcy.
5 years or so of my last job. I'm scared. I'm psyched, but I'm going down. I'm going down the wormhole. We good. I had to see how I just had to pass it him as well. Like it's like, yeah, we G's, but I'm not doing it.
If you didn't say anything, I wouldn't even notice, bro. It was super smooth. It was all one motion while you were speaking.
I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Like the thing is, I will hit it when it comes back. You know what I mean?
I'm not new to this. I'm true to this.
It's pretty fun getting cooked.
Oh yeah, no lie.
I love it.
The lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, baby. What I'm saying is, sorry.
No, you good.
All I was saying is when I went for the job that I have now, I had to write down 5 years of like history. Fuck, I hope my job does. I don't. They probably will, but like you know, anyway, all I'm gonna say is, who knows what you've done for 5 years? It's hard to remember. You know, it's like smoked weed at a lord's house, like 3 months here, and then did this and
wrote a whole lot of words.
Yeah, wrote raps and shit. Yeah, like 100%. A lot of time, like every day for like years.
I feel like that is something that you can put on the resume. Maybe not the smoking, you know, but you're like, I feel like showing dedication to being able to do something every day is something, you know.
And like, man,
it's important to me.
Smoking's chill, bro. Like, there's a lot of me smoking weed on the internet already, so
that's it.
It is what it is. Like, you can't really dudes can't really sue.
Man, is this weird to be like? This is like some social media inception shit. Yeah, we out here.
We out here, matrixing,
How's that dirty pizza?
He's got a good.
I'll get a good one for the culture.
Man, you got me coughing and shit. They're gonna be like, Midas is a bitch.
Smoke heaps. That's nice. That was a nice one.
Nah, I'm glad I did that for the potty. But anyway, yeah, that video you put out, 6 triple O's, was real dope. 6 O's. Sorry, I'm cooked and shit.
The wormhole, bro. The wormhole.
No, we good.
That's the next one.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, you're pretty, like, active with your voice. I didn't even know the shit you were saying about, like, before. You're saying how you said something, if you know, about how the Jumanji, just like, you know, whatever, you just said it shieldly to them, but, like, you said that they didn't have any women on the bill.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, that's right. Like, yeah, you hit it. You live with that, bro. Take in what you need. Get where you need to go. But, like, it would be dope to see, like, Poppy or, like, Morad or, like, I know, Sophie Grothy.
Jinx, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, but Jinx. For the I'm cooked.
Yeah. My eyes twitching and shit. But it was already, but smoking weed sometimes makes a little twitch a little bit. But I don't know. I was just thinking that was a good, like a cool perspective to come from, to say, like, you know, hip hop and, like, you're booked for it. A lot of people would just, like, take their shine and not think about, like, not jeopardizing their shine, but just even trying to, like, shine any light on anything that they feel specifically strong about, which it seems like you really do. And, like, with, like, you know, gay rights and female rights and, like, equality and shit like that, it's I think it was cool that you said that. Yeah.
Thanks, bro. I guess like, on a holistic level, I think just being, like, a black man, a part of, like, a oppressed minority myself, I think it's like, you can't care about one issue and not care about any others.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like, it's in a way cognitive dissonance. It, like, defeats the purpose. It's like, why would you fight for your own and discount other people's struggle? How can you expect other people to care about yours?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't be like, I was like as a black dude, I can't be like as a black heterosexual dude, I can't be like I want to be treated fair. Yeah. But I want to be equal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like, equal opportunity, and then, like, and then in the same breath be like, oh, I don't believe in same-sex marriage.
Yeah.
I don't believe in other people being able to be equal. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. Yeah. So, like, in Jumanji, like, I didn't want to, like, obviously, playing with Wayne's, like, a dream of mine, because he's, like, one of my idols.
And, like, man, I think potentially maybe the situation is, like, they would hear you say that, or, like, they would hear rumblings of you saying that from someone, and they might be like, yeah, well, maybe we should. Yeah. And maybe they will still. You know, they've changed the lineup, like, and if they don't, maybe they will next year. Like, I hope they do. You know?
Oh, man, well, to be honest, like, there was some other, like shit, like, media shit that happened that I wasn't too keen on, but, it could have been worse, but, like, shout out, hit the dude up. He fucking changed some things about it, but then I also got my manager. Yeah. Shout out the dude. To contact them and shit, just to make sure it was all good. Shout out Real Music. Yeah. Shout out Junior John.
And it's crazy, man. Like, all these dudes that have, like, I played shows with, like those guys, like, 3 years ago and shit. Like, just seeing him today, I'm like, hey, bro, what's up? It's cool how everything's, like, kind of connected and shit. But yeah, that's good that you can hit him up to take down the shit. That you don't like.
No. It wasn't even to take it down. It was just, there was some languaging. It's like, I agreed with what they said. There was just some languaging that I felt that could have been potentially damaging towards my booking that I wasn't happy about. So, like, we just hit them up about that, and they were cool about it. We said, like, and then shout out, what are they, Talk Productions, the Jumanji Festival, or whatever they're doing. Since contacting them, they got back to my manager, and they were like, they had a conversation. They're like, look, yo, like, we totally appreciate what Midas had to say. It's like, obviously there's no bad blood or beef. It's like, this is the first time doing this. He's like, obviously we've made some mistakes. He's like, we're looking at things that we can do. So they're like, right now they're trying to do PR damage and shit like that. So I think ignorance in 2018 is not acceptable, but I think they've accepted, like, that they've made mistakes, which is, like, honestly what I just wanted them to, like, look at. And then, I guess time will tell if they fucking do something about it, but I hope they do. But
that's dope. And I think, like, I have, like, to, you know, to even like, you know, I'm just like this dude on here smoking weed, being like, yeah, Lord and shit. But like, you know, like I listen to a lot more serious shit and think about a lot more serious shit than I would talk about on this podcast sometimes. And I think like it's important for me as I move forward to talk more about like my actual genuine thoughts and what I think and shit.
100%.
Because if you don't, it's dangerous, you know. And then you build a perception of yourself that isn't like true to yourself, and then like it's just like a bit of a nightmare. I think on Earth, that's maybe what a nightmare could be. So like in saying that is like my stance is like a white boy. Like
shout out.
You know, like I'm always just like. Like I was thinking then like, yeah, I'm trying to be less ignorant in 2018, but like I actually am being less ignorant in 2018. I'm not even trying, and like I was never like that ignorant, but like I was a little bit, and like and I would think things like, you know, like, oh, this certain thing, bad thing, you know, this is just honestly like like certainly like, you know, I didn't have a sick like a great like
upbringing,
weird, just like trippy childhood, and I think like, you know, that's why I fell in love with rap music, man, because like my dad was in jail and shit, and like I'd listen to rappers rap about that shit, and I'd just be like, man, like, do you know what that feels like as an 11-year-old? Like your dad's in jail and shit, and you're just like I didn't even really tell people that, you know what I mean? But then like I listened to rap and I like related to it, and then I was like, yeah, like these rappers, like, man, that's why I know what it is to kids. Like they were my dad and shit, man. Like I looked up to him so much. My dad wasn't there, and that's why I related to rap, and that's a story with a lot of rap.
Goosebumps, bro.
But like being a white boy, then I thought that entitled me to the same like discrimination. Like kind of like I always used to say that, but then like one time this girl said to me like, yeah, but they have to like, you know, people that are like minorities and shit, and people that are oppressed and stuff, they have that shit happen to them as well, like you do. But then they have to deal with, you know, being black in Australia with police officers and shit as well. You know what I mean? So just because one thing is a thing, another thing isn't. And I know that like white privilege and shit is real, because like I experience it, man. Like
100%.
Like cops pull me over and they're just like, hello sir and shit, and I'm just like, I'm not going to get into any stories, but I've been doing bad things, and like they just like let me go and let me off every time, like just like, you know what I mean, like
have a good day.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, if I was black, like those cops would have pulled me out of the car, looked in my boot, and I'd be fucked.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? I'm not going to say any more, but
yeah.
I wouldn't be fucked like I'm going to jail for life, but I'd be in trouble. You know what I mean?
Trouble,
yeah.
No, 100%.
So like, and like, so like, yeah, man, like, so fucking like, and I don't even speak about the shit like that. Like in like, you know, even like I've gone up into Indigenous communities in Northern Territory and shit, because that's what my dad does. He drives around, my stepdad, he drives around and teaches Indigenous kids to swim. I've gone up there, but then like I feel like, because I'm white, like on like days like when I should say shit, sometimes I don't, because I'm like like I don't know what to say and shit like that. You know what I mean? So like you always speaking so much is like, fuck man, props. Yeah, like bro. Saying your mind and shit, you know what I mean? Like I don't really do it enough. Like I say it like that because like I'm just like, man, like I can't really, you know, I don't know.
I like, man, it's
better maybe that, you know, that's just where I'm coming from, honestly, and what I've dealt with in the past.
No, 100%. I can appreciate like fucking the honesty and to an extent the accountability, I guess. And like, but fucking, it's like, man, even I to an extent, even though like there's levels to this shit, bro. It's like even as a like within hip hop, like as a black male, I have certain privileges that other people don't have. Yeah. There's levels to the shit. As a male, I have privileges that other people don't have, females. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's things that I still catch myself that I'm like, I'm still kind of ignorant and have unconscious bias with, you know what I mean? That I gotta think about. So I think it's just about people recognizing that self-reflection and wanting to think about it. And like with what you're saying, like feeling like whether you should speak on it or not, I mean, it's just like, it definitely depends on the context and the situation. Like, because there is definitely conversations where it's best to let a person of color speak and to listen. And you know what I mean? Like that, and like, but like, not saying like that a conversation should be only one way, but I'm just saying that like, like in certain, how do I say it? Just like
sometimes you shouldn't say shit you don't know nothing about.
It's like, but it's like it's like, how do I say, like an example is like if you ask me, it's like why is it offensive if a white person calls you a nigger. And if you say the word nigger, it's like, I'm not going to get offended because I know that you're asking in the context of a question. You're not calling me a nigger. And at the end of the day, it's a word. It's like, we give it power, you know what I mean? But but from there, it's like if I tell you why, it's like you got to be open and you've got to listen. And don't be like, oh, but what about this? Or what about this? Or you know what I mean? Like that's like
Word. I feel like
the kind of respect in the conversation. You know what I mean?
I feel like that should be the base level. Yeah. You know, it's a white boy in hip hop, which is like, you know, a black guy for mine. Like, man, like I'd never like thought like, oh, I'm a white rapper. Like it's weird that I rap. Even though I grew up in Byron Bay, I was just like, oh, because like there was Eminem and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was weird, but I never said the N word. I never rapped it along. I never like, me and my friends never drop it. You know what I mean? Like, word. And like if you, I would like, it's just like what it is, man. Like thanks, but like if dudes are just like dropping it, it's very disrespectful, especially if they like want to be in hip hop and like really understand that it came up from like oppression and like all these horrible things that happened to black people in America, and like I don't know.
I just wish that I just want people to be more educated on it, and it's like it's not hard to be educated on it.
Just don't know. Like if you just ask them what is that, they don't. They just have. If you told them like if they were educated on like what it actually meant, they'd be like from a kid you'd be like, no way, like you know, no one tells them, no one says anything. Like,
exactly.
Now it's like kids are just like,
It's like, but it's like, you know, like hip hop is like super mainstream now. Like it's like the new pop rock and roll. It's like, you know, there's kids listening to it that don't have any coloured homies, and like they are fucking there's nobody to pull them in line. Like I had an experience at an Ivan show actually, and there was like fucking, I wasn't smoking weed with underage kids, but they were just smoking weed around me. But one of the little homies like said the word nigger, called one of his homies a nigger, and I was like, yo, hold up. I was like, hold up. He's like, what? And I was like, don't say that. And he's like, oh, what? I'm like, you know what you said. And then he's like, oh man, sorry, it's like I'm from the country, we just say it. And like, he's like, I know it's brown, but we just and then I was like, I didn't give him the full riot act because he's a baby, he's a kid, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna flex up on a kid, you know what I mean? Like, so I was just like, bro, you just gotta be careful. It's like, you gotta be careful where you're at, who you're saying that around, because there's gonna be people that you're gonna come across people that aren't necessarily as understanding. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, like I'm not gonna be. To be honest, I feel like I should have educated him a bit more and asked him to look into it. But I feel like I still did enough in that situation to be like, yo, chill out. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't know. I guess like there's a lot of things, like just like anybody, you have situations where you're like, oh, I wish I did something like that extra a little bit different. But I still think that it was like a positive outcome, because I like still slapped it up with little homie, showed respect, he apologized. You know what I mean? Like, so it is what it is, man. It's like, and like it's you're a good man. You know what I mean? I got deep because I just been high for a bit. Like, you know, like by the streets, like. You could have like bashed him, you know what I mean? Even though he's 15, but like he said the N word, and like maybe some dudes would, you know what I mean? Yeah, but then like what? Like, you know, that's a dumb thing to do, because then like his parents call the police, you get in trouble, like blah, 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 like whatever happens, it's a big nightmare. But then you always, when you don't react like that, it's maybe in situations like that, you always like, should have I done more, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you didn't, but it's always better not to. That's it. Oh man, trust me. If I'm out in a motherfucking club and there's like those dudes acting up, saying stupid shit, like, and it's like, because it gets to a certain point where you're too old to be acting like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's definitely a difference.
Brisbane don't raise no punks, eh?
Just my daddy. Shout out Dusty.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah. That's why I grew up with an American mentality.
Yeah.
Like,
and there is a difference.
Yeah. That's just what my dad's imparted with me. Like, it's just like just the things that I know and that like I've seen from going back to visit my family. It's just that I know that it's like it's like, I don't know. That's just like there's a big difference in mentality.
Yeah, and this is what I think about like Australia and America and shit. Yeah. Like Australia is sick. Like we really have the opal of the world living here. Like absolutely. As in like you can just like get Centrelink, you can get jobs. Like you can just get a job and get $30 an hour and shit. Yeah. And like living's pretty cheap and it's beautiful. It's not overpopulated. You can go live in the country, man. Like a G, and just if you don't want to be a rapper and shit, you know what I mean. You can have a garden and like a beautiful wife that you love and like raise kids and just like and like. But like in America, like you go to America, it's so much harder. Life is so much harder. But like what you're talking about, your dad's attitude comes out of like the struggle of like that many cunts competing for shit, 100%. And it has just like more of a like viciousness, like Michael Jordan edge and shit. Is that what you're talking about? Your dad having like a go-getter attitude?
Absolutely. He grew up in Watts, South Central.
That's where like J-Rock's from.
Boom.
And Top Dog and shit.
That's it. Yeah. He went to Compton High as well. Dope. He went to the same school as fucking Dr. Dre and DJ Quick.
And Kendrick, eh?
Yeah.
Dude, that's dope. That's some hip hop royalty.
Yeah, man. Like
and it's like in your blood. Like your dad's around that soaked that up.
That's it. That's something I'm super proud of.
Yeah, that's dope.
Like, man, we went to visit my grandma's grave in Compton, and that's where like Teddy, my cousin, we drove past the high school, and he's like, that's where DJ Quick, Dr. Dre went to school. And shit like that, and then I was like,
where your dad went to school as well.
I'm like, yeah, yo, that's a part of my history. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's fucking.
So he just like the rap energy just seeped into him and seeped out. That's so good, man. Yeah, that's sick. That's crazy.
Man, my dad's he's done some hectic shit, man.
Word. Yeah. So, yeah, especially I was actually listening to this podcast with this Navy SEAL like last night. And he just sounded, it was so skits. Like,
what was that about?
He was just like, this guy, he was like, had a learning disability and shit. Yeah. And he was from like Indiana or something, this black guy from America. Yeah. And like his dad used to beat his mum heaps bad and like in front of him, and he just always had this voice in his head where he had to step in, and then his dad would bash him and shit. Yeah. And then like, I don't know, his dad left and him and his mum moved somewhere, and like he just like got a job spraying like bugs for like $10 an hour, like in Indiana, like that's what you get like for that. And he was just making just enough money, and he was just like trying to get by and shit like that. And like then he had a little voice in his head, and he knew he wanted to join like the Navy, and he like failed the test like a bunch of times and kept failing and coming back. And then he was like fat, and he was like, I need to lose weight, and just started like pushing his body to the extreme. And like he fully transformed himself and became like the top of the top Navy SEALs. Wow. And like he was just saying how it's like mind over matter, and he just like didn't give himself excuses and didn't let himself be lazy, and just like pushed all the time and just like fully transformed his mind. And like he's in it like all these like lectures and shit, and all these psychologists are talking about how like you can change who you are and move your mind and shit. And he's just like yeah, but like I have a learning disability, and I couldn't like write out how to do that, but I like did it and shit. And like it was just like very interesting, his mindset. And like that's a mindset that I've had before, and I'm kind of on that wave right now of like getting it, like working out real hard, like happy to be back here doing the podcast, been saving heaps of money, like not heaps of money, but like more than I ever have when I've been such a fucking frivolous spender and gambler and shit, like
shut up.
And to be honest, and now I'm just like saving, like that's started a saving account and just like trying to like save a bunch of money just so I can like do some dope shit. And it's just like that mindset, you know what I mean? Like fucking cook like half like some veggies at home and then take some to work, and just like don't spend like $70 a day on shit on nothing and shit, you know what I mean? Veggies, you know what I mean? Get some fruit, and like don't you like just not wasting money, and like everything takes so much discipline to do, and like I feel like I don't know, but no one talks about it and shit, like
but when you can do it you feel good,
you do and like that's what they should teach in school, man. Like just be like, you little motherfuckers, like I know you're gonna go out there and like do whatever,
you're gonna do drugs,
like Sears, I was gonna say Sears,
we
already talked about Sears on the podcast. Do that, but like man, just like stack some money up, like they're teaching you how to use Bunsen burners and shit, like
bullshit is bullshit,
like, you know, like, there should be some like teaching
like,
some
I
more
still
shit.
barely know how to cook, bro. That should be an elective, bro. That should be fucking a fucking staple, fucking
semi is, but like there's always just like the one woman who's like 65 and she's making like lamingtons or something.
You're like, what the fuck?
Like teach me how to make some cheesy eggs or something.
Shit, yeah. Does that cheese? I'm like,
Would it be like tax fucking? They should be teaching. Do they teach tax?
No, man. They don't teach tax. They don't.
You know what? I'm not even gonna be talking shit on school because it's like I'm too high, and like I do have an opinion, but like at the same time, like it's hypocritical because I don't remember shit from that motherfucker.
I was just thinking, this is the higher conversation. Now we're talking about what they should be doing at school. And we already... School's good, but like I used to like going to school and shit. You get to play black sport with your friends and shit.
Yeah, man. I love the no responsibility. Hell fucking yeah.
Fuck yeah. So, like, what's... This has been a really fun conversation.
I'll fuck with it, man. I'll fuck with it, man. Yeah.
We talked about some good shit.
Yeah, where we at?
So, what's next for you? Like, you're going to play this show. Is there any other shit you can tell us? You can put out a little tape? Or what's popping?
Man,
do you know? More songs? Singles?
Yeah.
EP?
No, I'm probably going to... just keep making music.
Well, that's a good answer, man.
Yeah, and then...
Fuck it, eh?
You'll see.
Fuck it.
Nah, just real G's.
Moving silence like lasagna?
That's the one.
What?
We both cook, but yeah, I like that. I fucking started, it was finished, man. It was like,
it's just like, here's an example. Like, I remember,
what kind of weed?
Go to bed, bro.
Bro. I know why you're going to bed, bro, because this weed is fun.
Yeah, no, man. Shut up, bro.
Hey.
See you, bro.
Much love, my boy.
Hey, peace.
Nah, bro.
Love
you. Yeah. Fuck, man. Pretty. I'm glad we had this concentation. Like,
yeah, straight up.
And so, like, yeah, I was just about to ask Dossie if there was anything he wanted to come in here and say.
Got any last words?
Gus, anything you want to say, bro?
I want to know who have you been like recording with recently? Just for like the young cats out there who are like, who's he working with? What's been going on? Like, what studios do you go to?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, like, no,
good question.
Like, maybe call you studios out, but just like, who's your dudes that you're going your shit with?
Fucking. Oh, fuck, I'm all nasty burping and shit. I've been working on a little bit. LoJack, Dugong Jr.
I like LoJack. Whenever I see him, it's just good vibes.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Same with Dugong Jr.
Yeah. Both real easy dudes to get along with, so fucking, I fuck with them. Shout out to both. Kamikaze too, with Be Rich Records.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking, man. And then Jengus,
Jengus.
Noah Harvey, Harry Fox, and Gallus. But I keep...
Shout out Gallus, man.
Shout out Gallus.
He's such a lord.
Yeah, bro, he the boy.
Whenever I just got Sis, not always, but for a period, like him and I were always just sending Sis DMs. So it was real funny. Then I saw him and I think we just got hell in the Sis.
Look at all the Sis. Fuck yeah.
Loves it, eh?
Sis on the golf cart.
Yeah. That's what my whole plan was too, because I'm going on this trip. I wanted to go to Belize.
Yeah.
Because like they just have golf carts there, bro. And you just
where's Belize?
It's in Central America, and it's half on the Amazon and it's half on the Caribbean in Central America on the East Coast, and it's the only English speaking country in South America or Central America.
Okay.
So it's just like an interesting place. Actually, Shine, the rapper, the one who stabbed the dude up in the club for Diddy. Or like took the blame for it or whatever happened. His dad was like the president of Belize or something, and it's just like a hell violent country. Like dudes get shot there all the time and shit like that. And I still want to go there, but it's just so. Anyway, I wanted to get on the Sis there because everyone drives around golf carts.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I don't think I want to be driving around in a place hella sizzed up on a golf cart, which is kind of known for being real violent.
Yeah. But it's also like known as a tropical paradise where tourists go all the time. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's kind of like place. It would be fun, but like I think me and my mate are just gonna go to LA.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna buy a car because he's gonna do a snow season, but we're gonna drive all the way from LA to Miami.
Yeah.
This is my little plan at the moment.
Yeah.
For a couple months.
Fuck with that.
It'll be really fun.
Yeah.
It'll be really fun.
Shit.
Fuck yeah, I feel like that's like pretty much it. You told us your plans. Keep making music.
Yeah, that's it.
Keep it chill.
Got a couple more shows coming through. I'll be excited to announce coming soon.
Yeah, dope. Yeah. And where can we get your music? Shout out your Instagram. We'll put it in the video.
Yeah, grab
SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, all that good shit. Shout out to Gar, shout out to Dossie. Indoor, Outdoor, episode 11. Thank you very much. We out here, man.
Out of the wormhole.